Yeah, I'm going. It just got to me, yo. And then you got this, the village. That's what she is. She's a YouTube village idiot. She's taken on that title. Okay, who is the YouTube village idiot? Bullhorn Betty. That's what it
Is
is.
allowed to be recorded. There are no cameras allowed for witnesses and testimony, but audio is streamed through Kern County Superior Court website. They just said they're well aware of illegal streaming of the proceeding on platforms and will bring it to the court's attention. The illegal streaming, who's saying that this is an illegal streaming of this service? West trial is taking place at Department 4 Kern County. You can listen on the trial in this session. You guys are assuming that this is an illegal stream of the service. That's what your assumption is. Lord have mercy. This did not say what you guys said it was. Several YouTubes have their videos taken down on the first few days of trial. Well, then let them take my video down. So I'm pretty sure everybody under the sun has already called the courthouse and wasted plenty of judicial resources to let them know about Bullhorn Betty. I'm pretty sure we're going to be okay. I'm pretty sure we're going to be okay. So are you streaming the audio? Yeah, I'm streaming the audio. That is exactly what I'm doing. And I also called in there and told them exactly what I was doing. And they walked me through the process to open it. So I don't understand. And until somebody can let me hear what the judge has said, I'm going off the orders that are listed on that sheet. And each and every one of you that sent it to me can go and look up those orders yourself and read them and read what they said. Steve must know, AV Watchman must know 100%. Yeah, if somebody can get a hold of him, maybe ask him, because I would trust what he says. If he's been in the court and he's heard what the judge is saying, then I would say, can you call the court and get clarification? I've already called the court. Why am I going to call the court to justify myself to a bunch of new people in my chat that I have never met before in my life? Can you explain that to me? Have you guys thought about calling the court? Then show me the order. I love this person. Never seen this person before in my life, but can somebody send me the order? The orders are people can listen in private, not stream it. Send me the order that says that. If there's a court order, then it's got to be floating around somewhere.
Now, this trial is being live streamed. The audio from this trial is being live streamed by Kern County Superior Court. But some people have been, we came to understand today, been rebroadcasting this live audio on other platforms. How did the judges or the judge address that issue today?
Yes, that was brought to the court's attention. He addressed it yesterday. He said that anyone who is rebroadcasting this audio or using another platform to broadcast it, he said that's illegal. He said he made it clear during his court order that you are only to go to the Kern County Superior Court website to listen to the audio. Anyone doing anything otherwise to provide that is doing it illegally. And Court Public Affairs Officer Kristen Davis, she also addressed the issue. She said that public access to the courts is extremely important, and that the actions of a few individuals who violate the court order won't stop them from making sure that the public has access to the proceedings.
Absolutely. And just to tag on to what you said, the sad reality is that these two little innocent, sweet boys, they were victims already. And I think anyone who is aware of this case knows that these children, so many people failed these poor children. And look at where we are today. And the fact that I see people streaming this and it triggers me, to put it in a nice way. But what it does in my mind, it's re-victimizing these poor children. Right. And that needs to stop. Anyone who cares about justice for these children and for our justice system in the United States needs to stop doing this. It's absolutely atrocious. Now, I will say that, just generally speaking, because I've gotten so many questions about the openness of trials, in particular, in regards to this particular case. And generally, public trials, that's what we want. We want trials open to the public. We want transparency. A defendant under a Sixth Amendment right has the public trial. It's a right to them. The right to a public trial is guaranteed under the Sixth Amendment. That helps to promote things like fairness, accountability. It's like a checks and balance system, basically. But there's exceptions to that where a judge can limit it. And one of those instances is where there's minors. So here we know already from hearing opening statements that it's likely that the children, the four boys, the other children of the West, might testify. I think he said, I don't have it in front of me to quote his exact words, but I think that DA Eric Smith said that we will be hearing from those four boys, that there will be testimony. So we know that there will be at least one of those four boys in court testifying. So that's one reason why he might want to limit the access in terms of us being able to see it and visualize. There's other reasons why a judge might limit it, but it's also to prevent harm, not just to the victims here, but also because of the defendant's right to a fair trial, to an unbiased jury. And if you follow this case, there was a lot of sensationalism, a lot of jagaloonish behavior, to borrow Ron's term. And judges are increasingly starting to notice these things happening. They're starting to recognize, there's even been judicial conferences in the United States where judges are starting to look at the impact of social media on fairness, on Sixth Amendment issues, on all of this. Right. So it's not just, I received some charming messages on my community post where I asked people to stop doing this, right? And I just want to say, this is not fun and games. This is not entertainment value. This is because I'm an officer of the court. I'm an attorney. I work with victims. I don't want to see anybody damage this case. These boys deserve more than this. And we all should get together in this community and say, no, just stop.
Jess, I couldn't have said it better. And I thank you for those words. But, the bottom line here is that we all want to hear about this trial, right?
We do.
And folks want to see and see the people who are testifying and the witnesses that are coming in and so forth. But again, to save the integrity of not just the investigation and the boys getting justice, it's for all parties involved here. Our criminal justice system, you are afforded the right to a fair and impartial jury and a fair and impartial trial, and the judge has to balance that by doing and putting these restrictions in place. This is not entertainment. This is the deaths, the murders of 2 boys, 3 and 4 years old, Sincere and Classic. If you want to listen to it, you could listen to it all day. If you want to watch the recap of the texting, you have multiple sources, and I'm going to show that to them here now. There's multiple news outlets that are in court, or inside the court. There are reporters that are texting the play-by-play on Twitter. You could go to Twitter and you could look at that.
I don't know what's going on with people that are continuously streaming, and they think that it's okay to stream alive to YouTube of all goddamn public places as if it's legal. You have to go through multiple disclaimers, even when you want to listen to it, where you are promising to not. This is what it says, okay? Metro Division, depart. Okay. This is what we all see when we just go to listen to it, to just stream it, to listen to it. That's it. If you just want to listen to it, you're going to see this, and you're going to see this more than one time. And it says users of the court's audio streaming service are reminded of the general prohibition against the photographing, recording, and rebroadcasting of court proceedings, including those held by telephone or video conference. See California Rule of Court 1.150 and its court standing order number 19-0005. Any recording of a court proceeding is absolutely prohibited without a court order. Violation of this order of the court is punishable as contempt pursuant to Code of Civil Procedure, little law sign 1209, period. Now, you have to agree. Now, this comes up twice. This is when the page where you're actually on the audio stream and you go through a very similar or same thing paragraph just when you go into the streaming section of the Kern County Court site. So I don't know what the hell's going on where people think that anyone would be allowed to bypass that rule, bypass the court order, bypass the law, and stream what's happening in a court proceeding live. But you are incorrect. And if you're just going to believe what someone says, and take what their word is gospel, I suggest that you think for yourselves and ask yourself if the judge in this particular case, mind you, this is a case where 2 people are being charged for the murder. We're talking murder charges for 2 innocent children whose bodies have yet to be found. They're going to allow somebody on YouTube to bypass the rules of the court and all of the laws. Now, even if you were so whatever, even if you chose to believe that that was the case, the judge himself in the middle of the day went out of his way to state, because people were so upset that the streaming problem has been going on, and in fear of it, the audio being taken away from all of us, that they've even reached out to the court. The court has made video. Okay, the news in Bakersfield has made videos about this, and the judge himself addressed it in the middle of the day today and said absolutely no recording of any form or rebroadcasting, which if you record something or stream it live, the audio live, and put it on your YouTube channel, that's by definition what rebroadcasting is. It's completely prohibited, and it's actually a crime. So stop doing that shit, because if you continue to do it, there's a possibility that that privilege could be taken away from any and everybody all across the world, the United States and the entire world. Because we know from the last time when I brought that up, how many people, even just in my chat alone, are in different places of the world listening and caring about the case of the boys. So many people are listening. And for people to come in and think that they are so privileged that they can, record and rebroadcast the court proceedings, it's beyond like ignorant, rude, and I don't even have words other than just stop doing that. Stop, don't do it. You're not allowed to do it. The most that you could do is what professional, the news isn't even allowed to do it. Has anyone ask the people who do that shit if they've noticed that the news doesn't even record. The news is allowed to be in the courtroom like the rest of us people, but they could take notes or they could write tweets, as we've seen. Do you think they would need a guy in there writing tweets if he was allowed to just record the shit? Because I'll be damned if the rest of us who have been fighting for justice, aren't allowed to even listen in anymore to the audio, because there's people out there who are so selfish that they just care about those views for that audio stream more than they care about the rest of the world getting the privilege to listen in to the audio. Because this judge, from my understanding, doesn't play, and it's only going to give so many warnings about his courtroom being rebroadcasted by people who are on YouTube and just don't give a fuck. So that being said, yeah, you could, quote me, clip that. I'll stop doing that. You're not allowed. You're not special. Nobody is. I've been fighting for justice for these boys from the very beginning, and I would never in my life dream about recording that live audio and putting it on YouTube, because it's not allowed. And everyone who's been watching and following this case deserves to be able to hear it. So that's all I have to say.
And you know that the problem that I have here, here's the deal. Right, Blue? The child advocate. Under the name of child advocate, she comes here and she wants to talk about, various social services system that she has no clue about, doesn't know about, right? Under this title, okay? And then says that some children need to be euthanized. And when I hear people say that, it's not like, I get, some kids are bad. Okay. I would have handled that. Yeah. Some kids can be bad. All right. But to say that some kids need to be euthanized, some kids need to be taken away from their parents to grow up in the foster care system. Yo, you're sick. And then I was thinking, I said, wait a minute. So she's over here streaming this trial. She don't give a shit about those kids that were murdered. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. Right, Vic? She doesn't give a shit. She needs to be called out by a lot of people for doing what she did. Okay? She intentionally wants a mistrial. That's what she wants. She intentionally does not want these kids to get justice. And I kind of wonder, what kids were you referring to that need to be euthanized? The bad ones, or the ones that look like me, or the ones that are black? The black and brown ones. Which ones? You got some serious issues, lady. Some serious issues. Because you would have to think about this, SW. It's like, if you don't read the rules, and somebody, shout out to the person that messaged me, said, this can cause a mistrial. And this is somebody that with a legal background said to me, this, streaming, when the court is telling you not to stream, things like that can cause mistrials. They can delay processes. And that's exactly what happened. If you think about what happened with Lysick, right? What did the judge do when the hearing was streamed? What did the judge do? They set that date back. The Sun reported on the fact that YouTubers were streaming, and that the streaming of the session, the court that was in the hearing that was in session, it delayed Hero getting a hearing. It delayed people, right? It's not a big deal for anybody if you're not there wanting justice as a victim, right? It's not. But it's a big deal for those that are family, victims, those that are invested in seeing some justice. The attorneys involved, the judges involved, those people all around. She knew what the hell she was doing, Vic. She did. So to me, you're walking as a paralegal who, first of all, she knew she wasn't supposed to stream it, because she talked about the fact that she wasn't supposed to stream it, and she was bitching about it too. She said it. She said it. She said, the judge, I'm tired of these judges not letting us stream whatever we want to stream. She said it. She knew it. A lot of us knew it too. I remember I had talked about it. I said, you know what? I know I don't know. I'm trying to find out if we could stream it. I don't know. I have somebody in California that's looking into this, but if we can't stream it, we can't stream it, and we won't. We want to respect the court orders. Why do we have to respect the court orders? It's to avoid mistrials. Not only that, this case, the West case, involves a plethora of people, okay? So to me, she don't give a shit about kids. I'm telling you. And I want to thank, again, the people that were calling her out in the chat and telling her, hey, you're not supposed to stream it. And you know what she did? She called all those people haters. Why? Because she can't stand to be corrected. And if those, be careful with people like that. Be careful with the people that can't stand to be corrected. Big red sign. Big one. Okay? It's crazy, yo. I think that she really, I think that some of these creators are gunning for the Molly Golightly title. I'm not going to lie to you. I honestly think that they are trying to one up each other. You got one over there that is an idiot trying to see who's got the smallest penis in the sector. Okay. That's one idiot. Then you got this one right here who thinks that she can stream hearings that are closed hearings that you're not supposed to. Like, I'm just like, who's going to listen? One of these days, one of these people is going to get arrested. One of these days. Okay. But what is so sad to me is that we're not in, some of us aren't in California, right? It just, I can't, yo. It's like the life coach title. Anybody can be a life coach. I told you guys, I took a online 10-minute course and I became a life coach. My dog can take a life coach certificate class. They can. My chair can do it too. Just saying. But we're just a hater channel over here.
Some people appreciate, no filter, and those are the people that come over. Now, of course, I'm going to get hate channels because I'm going to be very creative about this whole West case. But, I do have the order, and I definitely read it, and I definitely will follow it. And we're definitely going to move forward with live coverage of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with talking about things. I guess if the court say, hey, don't broadcast it, don't broadcast it.
I'm not broadcasting it.
Yeah. So.
But we are going to get very creative, and we're still going to move forward with our discussions.
I got you. So has anything crazy came out in that yet? Like, what is the updates that's came out so far in that?
For which case? I've been covering. I covered 3 cases.
The West Boys.
So nothing. I haven't been paying attention. I didn't even know where to go listen to it until.
Yeah, but if you.
I haven't been paying attention. I didn't even know where to go listen to it until the